So it wasn't extreme, it wasn't big bald patches. It was just very thin. And I used over-the-counter products to try to mask it, to cover up my scalp, basically. But I kind of lived in fear of rain, wind, stuff like that. I was obsessed with it. I was completely obsessed. It took over my life. Just worrying about, oh, somebody's looking up at my scalp. Oh, I knew something had to happen. And I had heard commercials for, hair loss solutions and stuff. And I decided I needed to change something. So I went in and I talked to Agnes, and she explained the whole process to me. And I was still really nervous. I was nervous that, with such an extreme change, people would be like, oh my gosh. But they weren't, and they would just kind of, oh, your hair looks great. Did you do something? And it completely changed my life. It completely changed how I felt, how I communicated with people. My confidence was so much better. My relationship with my husband was completely changed. And it wasn't, I always, I guess, thought to myself that, you don't get a wig, quote unquote, unless you're bald, unless you, have these big bald spots or you have cancer or something. I never really realized that something like this was out there for people who were just unhappy with their hair, that didn't have an extreme condition, but just didn't like the way that they looked. I experimented with a few different things as far as attachments, and I decided that I wanted to be cut in, which is just my preference. And I was very surprised at how secure it feels. I can swim with it. I went on vacation and I swam in the ocean, and it was completely fine. I mean, I honestly hadn't been swimming in years and years just because I didn't want my hair to get wet. I started out with one color, got to another, different cuts, different lengths, and it's just, there's so many possibilities, so many. It's amazing.